I am extremely sick, I just had a jaw surgery, anyways now I am okay now. Moving to the story, Yon Meang managed to blast a hole through Lizard. Lizard is flabbergasted and unable to understand what just happened, as he is unable to figure out what technique her just used. Whatever Yon Meang used is slowly decaying his body. Yon Meang intensely stares at Lizard. Snaky, hiding behind him, asks Yon Meang if he just created this technique in the middle of the fight. Yon Meang explains it to us that, in the past, he used the intent of the fire dragon poison to create the blazing venomous force. This time he used his untamed power to convert it into venomous force, launching a strong strike. Yon Meang outs his weapon back in size in relief that the battle is finally over. He feels sorry that this was the outcome. As he turns around ready to leave, Yon Meang, out of breath, tells him that he should have never dared to attack his family. Lizard tells Yon Meang if he has the right to say something like this as he collapses, falling to the ground. Yon Meang leaves his body behind, leaving for the Tang clan. Lizard, seeing him leave, grits his teeth, telling himself that he cannot die. In fact, he refuses to die before he avenges his loved ones. Enough of his yapping, bro should quietly leave the story. With killing intent in his eyes, he tells to himself that no matter what, he will kill Yon Meang today. All blood covers his eyes. He swears to bring peace to their spirits. Yon Meang checks his body and thinks he is lucky that he got through the fight without losing a limb. It wouldn't even be surprising if he got disabled after the fight because of the techniques he was forced to use. Yon Meang tells Snaky to give him some more venomous energy. Hearing this, Snaky he is relentless. He gets angry, telling him that venomous energy doesn't just pop out whenever he wants, since he squeezed out everything he has. Yon Meang makes the troll face, asking Snaky if he wants to go back to the jar. Hearing this, Snaky tells him that it not like he said no, he just need a bit more time to produce it. Yon Meang grabs him by the neck, telling him to stop lying and spit it out, while the half-turd lizard, now a dragon, tries to eat Yon Meang from behind. Yon Meang notices a presence from behind, turning around rapidly. Lizard crashes into Yon Meang, although he managed to block the blow with both of his hands. Lizard has transformed into a ugly trash with yellow unclean teeth. Yon Meang cannot believe that he survived the venomous force which hit through his cheek, yet he became a dragon already. But Yon Meang realizes that he not as strong as before, realizing that he might not have fully transformed into a dragon yet. Although he can handle him, he didn't receive the venomous energy from Snaky yet. As Lizard stares at his, Yon Meang thinks that he won't be able to hold for long. Snaky gets pissed, telling Lizard that he is practically dead, as Snaky gets back into his original form, manifesting behind Yon Meang. He gets ready to launch a strong venomous breath, but Yon Meang tells him to stop. Yon Meang, starting at Lizard, realizes that Lizard is dead, since he has reached his limits. As Lizard dies, he apologizes to his loved ones for not avenging them. Come on bro, he avenged them by killing that ugly trash with bangs already. Hearing his cries, Yon Meang breaks character. Now he will have an amazing character development. As his body fades away, Yon Meang and a now larger Snaky stares at what is happening in front of their eyes. Yon Meang, with a serious tone, wonders if the battle is finally over, when a huge object hits his head. Seeing the object, Snaky sigh. Bro looks so classy, while Yon Meang is quivering in the ground. Yon Meang, with tears in his eyes, wonders what this is, since it's extremely sturdy. It looks like a horn to Yon Meang when Snaky tells him that it's a dragon horn, which must have come from the death of the Black Death Alliance. Snaky becomes smaller, telling Yon Meang that it's great that they got the dragon horn, which is imbued with the dragon spirit. So it will make a perfect refining material that can withstand that venomous force Yon Meang used earlier. Snaky realized that Yon Meang is not answering, so he asks him what is the reason behind his silence. Yon Meang tells Snaky that if they met under different circumstances, maybe they could have talked about martial arts instead. Snaky asks him if he is feeling sympathy for him now. Hearing his cries for revenge, Yon Meang felt guilt. Because Yon Meang realized that he had the power to save the little kid, but he thought that it was a matter of the evil sections because he didn't try to understand the reason of conflict, and know that it was just some disagreement among themselves. The reason he didn't take action was because he thought that Rabbit, who was a master of the fire realm, could easily disarm the trash and rescue the child. The lizard also thought the same, that if things went south, Rabbit could have easily resolved the problem. Yon Meang believed that he could resolve it whenever he wanted, but the complacency caused a powerless child to lose her life. Snaky with a pissed look tells Yon Meang that he is getting sentimental after crossing blades, since Yon Meang has to understand that the Black Death Alliance and the Tang family can never coexist. Yon Meang sighs, telling him that if he was more wary of her flame art he could have done something. Snaky tells him to stop dwelling since it's human nature to make a mistake. Even his ancestor judged the Azure Dragon as evil and slayed the benevolent dragon, even if he didn't know that the death could have easily overthrown the entire continent into chaos. So after he hunted it down, he took its place and hunted down the evil dragon. Snaky tells Yon Meang that reflecting why he failed is good, but dwelling on regret will not help him, but the kind of person he will become after today's failure. As they rush towards the Tang family at full speed, Yon Meang asks him what was the form earlier, and if he did it from the beginning it would have been much easier. Snaky gives him a stare, telling him that he is grieving for helping him. Snaky used every ounce of his venomous energy to keep him alive, so he could not use that form. Yon Meang with a meme-like face tells okay. Hearing this, Snaky call his ungrateful, telling him that he should at least say thank you for all the trouble. Yon Meang tells Snaky thank you. Hearing this, Snaky gets shocked for a second, his face turning normal. Yon Meang tells him that when he briefly lost consciousness after the Alliance leader's attack, at that time Snaky used his venomous energy on him. Without him he would have taken a fatal wound right there, so he wanted to thank him properly later, but instead he ended up interrogating him. So he thanks him for all the help. Hearing this, Snaky blushes, thinking to himself that though Yon Meang was a rigid, inflexible guy. Because his previous owner told him that he shouldn't expect gratitude for doing what's, since he is a tool and his only job is to distinguish between them. Snaky asks him if he gotten soft from all the beating. Yon Meang asks him if he want to go back inside the jar, and Snaky tells him that he is just joking. Moving to the Tang family, hundreds of dead bodies are on the ground. Meanwhile, Mommy is facing this bald Pokemon. As they clash sword, they are equally matched, as Mommy attack HM with multiple weapons. The Pokemon swings his sword, making Mommy lose balance, but she regains her posture immediately. She turns around wondering where the other Grandmasters are, since she has to finish before they join up. Bald Pokemon tells her to pay attention and lands a blow from the back, crashing Mommy into a house. She is severely injured. This trash hurt my wife, I am gonna knock the hell out of him. He tells injured Mommy that if she is worried about the other joining this fight, there is no need to worry, since they are busy clearing the formation masters. Which is making it hard for them to enter, so once they break the formation several more troops will arrive. And their trump card, who is now a horn, will arrive shortly after finishing Yon Meang. Since they will take time, he will take the honor of killing Mommy, as he gets ready to swing his sword. Mommy closes her eyes, and as she opens it she sees that one of the guards sacrificed his arm and managed to block the strike. Mommy tells him why he is doing this. As for Pokemon, he can't understand what he is doing here. But since he stopped his momentum, he will kill him first. He did this because all this time he served disgraceful elders, so now he can die with some dignity. All of a sudden Baldy stops, sweat dripping from the open field on his head. He realizes an immense pressure behind him, turning this Pokemon into a bald Barbie. Because of the overwhelming pressure, everyone present turns around, see the person. It's Yon Meang, who is releasing a killing intent. Bald Barbie is scared, thinking what Yon Meang is doing here instead of his leader. He looks around to see head rolling around. As he stares at them with disbelief, Yon Meang tells him that these scums were calling themselves the Grand Masters. He asks Baldy to take another look and see if anyone is missing, since he wiped out everyone that tried to break the formation. Yon Meang grits his teeth, telling Baldy that he would love to kill him, but like the other he will give him a chance to retreat. As his body overflows with poisonous energy, he tells him that if he doesn't do so he will meet the same fate as them. This concludes the video. Make sure to like and comment how the video was.